Well, happy Monday. This is a really international day. Lucas Brunner from Switzerland. I was very nearly on the sailboat on Fire Island, and we're having guests from Poland and
France.
France and Austria. My friend Andrea is going to be joining us from Austria a little bit later on. So, wow, this is technology today. But this is exciting to have you, Luke.
Thank you very much for having me. Yeah.
Yeah, you made my folding harp guitar that folds into a backpack, and I mean that is the most incredible piece of machinery I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think yours was about the 10th I built at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, let me show you a little bit of this instrument here.
Mhm.
Here, we'll jump into this.
Very nice.
Oh, thank you.
Great.
I finally figured out how to, use those sharping levers on the on the
Yeah,
super trebles.
they are a little tricky. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's amazing that that instrument can fold up into a backpack and can travel with it.
Yes. Well, I started off with those removable neck guitars, like I think it was well, it actually, the very first one was for our honeymoon trip, right, in '97.
Ah,
And but only like 5 years later, I built the first little batch of 10 guitars, all small body, short scale models, and then soon moved on to those more medium-sized or full-sized models. And I think it was Philippe Fouguet from France who was the first harp guitar player who actually contacted me asking if I would be willing to build him one with two removable necks, so he can have one with just free sub bass strings and to be playable as a harp guitar. So that's how it started off with those harp guitars, and then yeah, I got a few orders for those, like Jean Duan. He was then the first with
John Doan, yes.
John
I've seen
Don.
him.
Yes, he was then the first who wanted the additional super trebles, like on the body. That was all new land for me. Like I've
It was
I didn't
because of
know
John
much.
Doan that I'm playing the super trebles now too.
Yeah,
He was the
I
one who talked me into
yeah,
the
I
high
think
tinklies as he calls them.
he was inspiring
Yeah.
for to many. Yes. So yeah, I've never really heard much about harp guitars before those guys contacted me, but that's how it got started. And
Well,
then I moved.
the workmanship on these instruments is so incredible, and you also made my attachable super trebles.
Yeah,
I
you can find
and
it later on. Then yeah.
just every detail in this is just incredible. I mean, they talk about the Swiss engineering, and I really noticed that when I went to Switzerland. It's just a lot of things are very, very well made there.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think that's a
Well, thank
Swiss
you.
trait?
Um, it probably is, yeah, to some part. Like, I think we're, yeah, people of inventors. Like, we got a lot of inventors in our country, I guess, and that's what I also love to do. I try to think about uh, new things, or especially if someone brings on a new challenge. I love that. So I uh, don't always like to build the same kind of guitars. So I guess that's why people coming with new keep coming with new ideas. And but I have to start uh, being on the break a bit, so it's not, you know, spreading out too far.
Well, you're so soft spoken and modest, and yet your work is just so incredibly detailed and precise. Um, I I think that when I visited you too, and that's the thing that I noticed is that you know not only your instruments but kind of the way you live your life is kind of with an attention to excellence.
Okay.
And the things that you're doing for other people too. I know that you started that building school. Where is that located?
That's a cooperation with Christian NGO in India, in
In
Bangalore.
India.
Yeah,
Yes.
whereas like it's called Asta Guitars. Asta stands for hope, confidence in Sanskrit,
Wow.
and yeah, it's just a small, yeah, similar size guitar workshop that I have here, but a slightly bigger team uh, that I help building up, and that we hope to also grow in the future more and more. But yeah, that's been a whole other like big adventure where I've probably yeah, it's been a bit of a life school for myself to probably even more so than for the guys learning to build guitars over there. But it's yeah, it's really nice to see where they're at today and the fine instrument they're able to build by now, and pretty much running on their own. I'm still supervising from here, not quite daily, but a few times a week. Yeah.
It's really different from where you live. Well, you sent me a picture here that I remember this from when I
It's a
came to
very
visit you. Now,
yes.
now
That's where we
that's
are.
your village. Holy smokes!
Yeah, down there behind. Yeah.
Behind me, yep,
Yeah.
Lavin. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where these instruments are built. That's where you live, and it was great that we were able to meet you there. I want to thank Phil Keggy again for introducing us.
I guess it was through him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That we met. I think I met you first in at the guitar show in Florida, Miami.
Oh yes, the guitar show in Florida
Like
that
where
we
you
met
put
first.
on an all-star night, I think, and also invited Phil. And Phil was came to play, like to demo some of my guitars
Right.
because I organized two Swiss tours with Phil Kagi, like in 2006 and 2013. I can't remember when that show was in Florida, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think he kind of got you, or through him we sort of got connected. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he had mentioned that you do house concerts at your home. So, of course, do a house concert. Now I end up, with one of your instruments, and you built my super trebles. I had asked three or four luthiers to build attachable trebles, and you are the one who came through and was able to do it. And just so nice. Now, whenever if I'm, the many times that I'm getting new instruments.
Yeah. Well,
uh,
you gotta tell the whole story. Like it didn't like I built the prototype first, right? That looked quite different,
yes.
and and that needed some modifications, and then only later on I came out with this current design. Yes.
Oh, yes.
The did you upload those pictures of the
Let's see. I'll upload the prototype in a
of
minute
the
here.
prototype? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then let me see if I have it right here. Well, it'll be there in a minute.
It's okay.
And the other thing that you're doing right now, in addition to the super trebles, is let me see. Let me play a little bit so they can hear the trebles here.
Yes.
So I'll just do you remember that tune Nola? I just recently added the little super treble part to it, where it goes like this. Yeah, so
Very cool.
it adds, just that little bit of sparkle, just
Very cool. Yeah.
oh, fun bits. And now you're making the sub basses as well.
Yes, well, one day, I think from what I understand, he's mainly a studio musician, and he cooperates with a lot of big names. And his name is Joel Kidness. He contacted me. He wanted three like really fancy um, guitars, two double necks also, and a regular six string with offset sound hole. Um, and he really got interested through the idea of the super trebles to have like an attachable bass that he can attach to any acoustic guitar basically. And so he just sent me a little video clip to play for tonight.
Yeah, and I had thought about the sub basses.
Yeah, I remember us
Oh,
talking
wait a
about
minute. Here
this.
I found that's what we were looking for. The early super trebles.
That's the very first prototype. So instead of the bungee cord that fixes the thing on the body, I had these bolts with a wooden bar on the back, uh, with a shrink tube on it, and so it was really it held very firmly. It was a little bulky, not as elegant, and it was basically two metal rods with pre-tension, like with a were a little arched, um, and but it was just little too many details that were too tricky to build
Yeah.
as a kind of a more, like to build in batches. So the new concept still has too many details on it, but
Yeah.
but works much better now. Yeah.
Yeah, well, now I like to have just a regular harp guitar and then add your super trebles because they always sound great. And, when you mail them to me, they arrive in tune, and,
Yeah, yeah.
and all from Switzerland,
If,
and it's so stable.
they have two carbon layers, like on each side of the plywood, and also have quite a pre-bend to prevent it from bending forward. So they should stay straight or still rather be a little arched like the guitar top.
Well, I had thought about, attachable sub basses, but then I just thought it couldn't be done.
I remember us talking about that too.
Yeah.
Yes, and then he like Joel, he just insisted on it, and he got me on the wrong foot, I guess, and I didn't, I didn't really feel like yeah, entering another project like that.
Well,
Because, you know,
I have. This is
that
the
was
first that I have seen this, so I'm gonna play a little bit, and then then we'll answer some questions. I see some questions are popping in, so we'll
yeah,
answer some of
yeah.
your. So this is Joe.
This
So
is
they're
just
fretted.
my phone recording just yesterday. So.
So he's playing with a looper, yeah.
Yeah, he laid some chords on the guitar first.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it is to say, it sounds really cool and nice when you hear it.
yeah.
So and
But
the phone recording gets a little blurry. Yeah.
yeah, it's of course it has frets on it, which makes it means it doesn't turn your instrument into a harp guitar, as opposed to the super trebles,
Well,
which will is non-fretted. So then it's officially a harp guitar, right?
yes. So I'm
Oh, you got some fretless.
yes. So I'm also building the version as like just open bass strings, right? As a fretless,
Ah,
and so these are not quite finished yet, but that will be like to be played as a harp. Oh,
so as a harp too.
I have
Now
the harp.
this is fascinating. This really,
Yeah.
really fascinates me.
And it can also have an armrest or no armrest. And the next that you really want to be playing as well, like this one here will be like a four string bass. These really need a little armrest here to play. And yeah, no, they actually work really cool. And the way they're designed, they also match like onto different bodies. Maybe you can bring in those
Yeah, let's
couple
see.
pictures. No? So
So
that's
it
how
attaches like that. Yeah.
it looks like attached. And because this is much heavier, it needs that other concept that we started off with on your Muriel Trebles,
Yeah.
where you can mount it much firmer on the guitar body.
Right. And I'm very honored that you're calling them the Muriel Trebles.
With
I always wanted something named after me,
yeah, yeah. No, I guess that's really the best what we could come up with. So here you see, this is like for the big body,
Oh, it
and
attaches here.
that little round thing is if you have quite an arched top on the guitar, like not an arched top guitar, but an
Yeah.
arched flat top, uh, you may sometimes have to readjust the height a bit. This is like the cover for when like with the armrest, it can really also be played without any guitar on it. So
Yeah.
this is
Oh,
how it
wow.
can be played as a standalone bass.
Gee.
And then, did you have another picture? Like there are two, three. Okay, um, so there are these fill-in pieces here. Oh, this is for the wider neck.
Yeah.
So this would be for actually for an electric guitar, where this distance becomes much shorter, or for a medium
Okay. I
medium
really
budget
want one of these now.
medium
Uh-oh.
medium body size guitar.
I knew I shouldn't have had you on Monday Live. See, now I've got to get one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so then,
Maybe
then with,
maybe you can show the picture of the entire kit. Um, So here you have it. Yeah. So all those
Yeah.
fill-in pieces. It requires three different lengths of these bars on the back, and different bolts and attachments. It's yeah,
Wow.
it's quite the kit like this, but I probably offer it too also for just one guitar size, so it doesn't.
Yeah,
Not
so you don't.
everybody needs it this complicated.
Yeah, somebody just typed in, it looks like a Swiss watch.
Yeah,
As
like
yes,
yeah, that was pulled apart. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And yeah, we've got a bunch of people saying hello. Larry says love harp guitar, and a bunch of hellos. Timothy says, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Yes, I had a great birthday, and a large part of it was Brian took me sailing, and we just barely got back for this. I mean, within minutes to do Monday Live. But the cool thing, we were watching the dolphins jump out of the water, and I got this nice video clip for you here of the two dolphins just in perfect formation jumping out of the water right next to the boat, and I got it on my camera, and then I realized I had my thumb over the lens, so we just got a video of the back of my thumb. So anyway, you have to imagine that. So we were watching these dolphins, and then I was at the helm, and Brian was getting ready to trim the sails, and this big rogue wave came and lifted the boat up, and the entire boat was surfing on this wave. And so, and I was going, whoa, this is fun. And I was having so much fun being on top of this wave. We were literally surfing it, that I wasn't even worried about the next wave that came. At which point, Brian took the tiller and negotiated to the. But it was exciting, and that was exactly what happened in the dream that was behind when I wrote Sailing Dream. I was at the helm, and this wave lifted me up just like it did today. So we living an episode from the dream. So
Yes,
it was
yes.
excellent birthday.
Yeah.
Here. And I see some other hellos coming in. All right, let's see. Let's see if we have some questions. Junior says he's been trying to buy a harp guitar for a long time. Okay, well we have a solution for you, Junior. You just have to go to Switzerland. Well, you know what we would like to do? You have these guitar building schools, and I would love to build my next harp guitar. Do you think that's possible?
Well, yeah, we did start talking about that, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
since you don't like to play that steel string so much anymore, right? You
Yeah,
more with
I need a nylon string, or if it's a steel string, with very,
uh,
very light action,
just a different instrument, yes.
or a shorter
And
scale.
yes, yeah. Um, yeah, I do offer these what I call build it yourself experiences, usually twice a year. This year it's a couple, two, three more, but where people just basically order a guitar. I prepare the parts to a certain stage, and then I have usually three people come at the same time, and then we just build those guitars together, and people do as much as they can by themselves, and I'm always uh, cruising around and helping wherever help is needed, and kind of guaranteeing that it's coming, like turning out as if they would have just ordered it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's actually it's great fun. Yeah, I love doing it, and
Well, you have a couple people building with you. Do you think they would come on and play a tune on one of your
yes,
instruments?
yeah, I was um, gonna mention that too. Yeah, I think I have Vincent come in first.
Okay.
Vincent started off being like a regular customer. He ordered another guitar he's gonna bring in later.
Right.
Um, a couple of years ago, and ordered 6 exchangeable necks along with it, all different instruments. And he's an amazing guitar player from France, Paris, originally from Corsica.
Yeah.
And he's come back to build more necks and another guitar body with another neck. So at this point, he's got like two guitars and 12 different necks that he can exchange on both of these bodies. So that makes 24 instruments plus one six-string bass neck where he can also exchange the fretboard, like from a fretless to a fretted. So that makes two in one. So that's another two necks there. Yeah, he's a bit of a neck fanatic. And but he's an awesome guitar player and great guy. And he actually moved to Lavin now after spending
Oh,
a year in Italy.
really? So he's living there.
So he's really living here since about a month and trying to get into the Swiss
Yeah.
Alps rhythm here.
Great. And after he plays a little bit, Andrea is standing by. I'll bring her on to ask you some questions. She was interested in picking up a
Sure,
harp
sure.
guitar also, so
Yeah,
she
yeah.
had some questions for you after
Yes.
we listen to
Okay. Come on.
Vincent. Yep.
And
Hey,
Bonsoir. Hello, everyone.
salut.
Bonsoir. It's French for
Bonsoir.
you. Great. Okay. So I don't really remember that the title I gave to that song, but I'm going to play it anyways. And this is the second guitar that I made at the Build It Yourself experience. So this
Wow.
one is a Swiss spruce top thermo treated, as we can say, with wenge back and sides and with maple neck. And this one and ebony fingerboard. And this one I choose to tune it with a little lower in D with 30 to 56 strings. And I decided to play one of my tuning in open G C chords. So here we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah, beautiful.
Thank you. Merci. Merci beaucoup. Sorry, I forgot just a little part. That's a whole song. So I apologize.
No, it's a beautiful sound. Uh, and David was asking, what is what is about the neck? What is the neck made of?
The neck is a ebony fingerboard,
Ebony
and I
fingerboard?
choose maple for most of my neck maple, except for a nylon string neck that is in cedral. That is, but I do prefer for myself maple to have more sound. It's a little stronger than mahogany or cedral to get more sounds to the body. And
Oh,
those are all my necks, so there are a lot of options and a lot of experimentation with 9-string short scales with high strings. So I tried some other strings, some really thin 0.007 inches, I think it is, the really thin one. And there is one fan fret neck tune in the all fifth. So there is a lot of experimentation going over there.
yeah, yeah. Out
Uh,
there.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. And we also had a note here from Marlene who says she wants to tell Lucas that she has a Muriel treble that she's using a lot and likes it. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, it's nice to hear.
Yes,
Thank you, Vincent.
yes. And let's bring Andrea up to ask a few questions to you, and then maybe we could have Vincent play us some more. That was beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't want to keep her waiting because she's logging in from Austria and it's quite late there.
Sure. Yeah, it's about the same time as we are.
Yes, Andreas, and I've enjoyed having her in my classes. Our online classes. She's been just a delight to have. So thank you, Andrea.
Hello, Andrea.
Hello, Luke. Thank you for having me. Well, ever since I saw Muriel playing the harp guitar and also the Muriel Trebles, I kind of fell in love with that instrument. So I thought, I'm so close to Switzerland. Just can't believe you're so close here. And I'm really thinking about visiting you.
Yeah, we're really only 45 minutes down the valley here. Yeah, then we're
Yeah, well,
Oh, wow.
that's really close. So it's not even 2 hours for me to get here. But I was asking, well, of course, I never had a harp guitar in my hands, except for I have a Viennese contra guitar.
Mhm.
But that's something different, and I wouldn't do the job because the strings are too close to each other, the bass strings. It's just not made for playing that music. And I'm thinking about visiting you, and I'm interested in, do you have some guitars here that one could try out? I mean, there's so many, you offer so many different kinds of wood and like with steel strings and with nylon strings.
Yes,
A
yes,
possibility to try them out.
yes. I like at this point, I only have like one like fixed neck, more traditional harp guitar
Mhm.
that is still for sale or ready to play. I don't have any of the compact models, the one with the removable necks, and that's also, I mean, it's a cool concept, but it's definitely not for everyone. Like you really want it if you do travel lots and if you fly lots, then it's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
But I did start building like more regular harp guitars as well, also due to customer requests, and so I do have one here. And why don't we let Vincent play another piece on it? He's not really a harp guitar player, but he came up with something
Mhm.
that you could share,
Yeah.
so you could hear this one. It's a cedar top Sapelli mahogany body, and
It would also be interesting to hear the difference between one of your regular harp guitars, the mighty harp guitars, and the folding harp guitars, because you have with the mighty harp guitars you have extra resonance that the folding guitars, of course,
yes,
don't have.
like they definitely sound a little bit or sound bigger, but
Mhm.
yeah, from what I hear, like the people playing the more medium-sized harp guitars with the removable neck, they're quite happy with the volume and sound as well, and
Okay.
so this may actually be a bit big for you. So But might still be worth trying. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be very interesting.
Yes. So I'll let Vincent come in
Yeah,
and play a little bit for you.
I'll bring us out here for a moment. Oh, beautiful. A beautiful sounding instrument. The subs on that are so rich.
You got to get used to mute them a little. I still have to practice a little to this. This sounds really amazing.
Ah,
Thank you.
Perfect.
yes.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So we also build more regular guitars, like with fixed necks. And just to mention quickly, our fixed necks are also not like completely fixed. They're actually they have an adjustable neck connection.
Mhm.
So just with a bit of a turn with an Allen key, you can easily change the neck angle to the body, and with it change the actions, and you can just turn and see the action go up and down, and perfectly set it to your liking, and that's apart from the truss rod, of course, that which is more taking care of the neck itself. But
yeah.
this is about the overall action.
Mhm.
So especially on a harp guitar with this much tension, and you may see some changes over time from from the constant pull on the top, or humidity changes. That is just a really nice feature for that. Yeah.
Well, I have a question, and if I'm going to be building an instrument there, is it possible to put the half step tuners on the sub basses on that? And you had designed very elegant half step tuners on there.
Come a little closer. So yeah, these are. Just bring this.
Oh, you've got them on there. Okay, great. So they're on there. Ah,
Yes, so this guitar has these half step levers, which are more like turning levers, like you
Mhm.
would see on pedal harps,
ah,
where the string gets pinched and the the lower pin is exactly in a kind of a first fret position.
Yeah, it's very precise.
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah.
And so they're nicely accessible from the backside. You only need to do a little turn here. Yeah, so whenever I do sharpening levers on the harp guitars, either the compact models, like the one I built for you, Muriel, or these fixed ones, yeah, I would
That's
I would
grand.
offer
And
with these turning levers.
the other thing that I like about the attachable super trebles that they can go on to any instrument, but can you build some of them are closer and some of them are farther away. So can I determine how much space I want between the sixth string and the super trebles? If I'm building an instrument, maybe build it around the super trebles.
Or like with fixed super trebles,
Yeah, with attachable super trebles.
with
Yeah,
attachable super trebles.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I'm not sure if I understand. Like, as you know, you can move the
Well, I guess
Muriel Trebles the way you like.
yeah, it's a little bit different angle depending on your instrument. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, a lot of harp guitar players they like the super trebles to be in one, like
Oh, I like a little
like the
space.
strings to be
mean,
one
yeah.
big register, like John Donne, like he pretty much wanted the same string spacing all across
Yeah.
the 20 strings.
And Neil was asking if since they're so stable, can you have several in different tunings and also with the sub basses? I do like to have a couple of different sets of the super trebles, so I can just take them off and
Different tunings.
change the tuning.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's hard to, because the distances are so short. It's hard to add levers onto those as well.
Yeah.
But the violin fine tuners, they work really nice.
Oh yeah, these are great. They're very easy to tune with them.
Yeah.
You can tune quickly. Andrea, did you have another question before? Oh, I would love to hear Gregor. Is he on the wing? So maybe
Yes,
after.
yes, he's waiting.
Oh, super.
But was that? Do you have any other question for now, Andrea?
Well, one of my questions would be when ordering one, how long is the average waiting time then? And the other thing is, do you make different fretboards for different sizes? Like, for example, standard size would be 65 centimeters. Would you make one or recommend making one in like 64 or something like that?
Yeah. No, we build a lot of like custom neck dimensions. Like I do have my standards, but yeah, every third or fourth customer wants a custom neck, either for width, thickness, profile. So yeah, that's no problem. And time-wise, that's always a tricky question. It depends. Like we usually build in smaller batches. Well, I'm trying to cut it down to smaller. I used to build usually around 20 to 25 instruments in one go, which just always ended up way too long, so long waiting times, and so I'm trying to bring that down. But it would still, I mean, 6 to 18 months, basically, depending where we're at and how it fits into what we're working on. But about a year, roughly, for many. Yeah.
Sometimes building one, excuse me.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
I was building one. I see you offer courses. Of course, they are always booked out pretty soon. And there's one other question that's an interesting thing. But the times you offer them are pretty good for many people, but not for teachers like me.
Well,
is there a chance to work around teacher's vacation
And
time.
it's set to April and September because our accommodation up here is usually
Okay,
more free during that time,
I see.
where people can stay during this
Yeah.
experience. But for harp guitars, I don't really offer it in groups anyways. So Muriel would be the first project I've kind of
Okay.
said yes to.
Maybe we could have a group of two.
Or would say yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe a group of two. Yeah, well, there's an option. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll try to
we're
schedule it.
talking about next spring sometime, maybe.
Ah,
Yeah,
Well,
right.
who knows?
Yeah, so
okay.
yeah, that could be an idea.
That's grand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but for a harp guitar, we'd have to find an individual time frame.
And what experience do you expect, or do you recommend for taking part in a building course?
You just got to be confident enough to be able to handle some hand tools, and some woodworking experience helps. Is not completely needed, but it's probably best if you and people can check it out on the website under the Build It Yourself experience or Sailbuilder, like Gitarrenbau Erlebnis.
Okay.
There I try to describe what's expected and whatnot. And,
Okay.
usually, yeah, I've had like many different or people from with many different backgrounds, and it usually turns out well, or it went in nicely.
Well, I have a
Some
little
less
experience already, so
yeah. But
Okay.
the way I have it set up, I'm showing step by step and keep helping, and you don't need to bring a lot of experience. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
that's
For
great.
me. I'm going to have Brian help me, though, I have to say.
But still a little bit of confidence. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Many,
Brian's
I have
help
to
will be good.
encourage to try to go for a good part, and then I'll finish off the last bit.
Well, let's see if Gregor is ready to play us a tune. I'd love to,
Yes.
to hear him.
Okay.
Well, thank you, and thank you, Andre.
Thank you for having me.
All right, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to building an
Bye.
instrument with you,
And
maybe.
stop by any time. Just send me an email or give me a call a few days before. Yeah. So Gregor, he's been a worker in Poland of a Polish friend who came to learn guitar building here with me for about half a year, and then he started his own business. And Gregor has been working with Jacek Śliwa, his name is. Maybe there are people from Poland want to check out his guitar as well. He like Gregor has been working with him, and they kept like Jacek brought Gregor along back here, helping out here and there in the past years, and Gregor then kept coming, or just this last year he's come more often, and he's actually not a guitar player. He's a guitar builder, but he plays the banjo. And one day he mentioned that idea to me that he would love to build a wooden top banjo. And so he got me hooked there on a new idea. And
Wow, it's so different.
yes, and so we started designing. I started the first two prototypes, and he then built one during a Build It Yourself experience with other people. He was kind of working on his own banjo after we've already built the first two prototypes, of which he's playing one now of them. And yeah, I think they turned out pretty cool, but let's hear him. So this is Gregor.
Hello.
Hello, Gregor. Welcome.
Welcome to.
Wow, that's a cool sound.
Yeah, it's banjo. You can play, of course, traditional melody like that, but idea is to play little different tunes like my melody.
Okay. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, great.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And
That's
from
an original tune.
yeah, it's beautiful to listen to, and it reminds me of the sound that I was looking for my Sailing Dream song. And I finally had Alison Brown recorded on banjolin, so it's a cross between a mandolin and a banjo. So, and that's really the sound that we were looking for, with that kind of woodenness to it, but the attack of a banjo. Yeah, fascinating. I love banjo. I have to say, for the banjo player jokes I tell all the time, I just love the sound of the banjo. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, do you have another tune to play for us? Another instrument to play? And
Yeah,
yeah.
like Grzegorz? You mean
No, no,
Grzegorz
no.
Oh,
or
yeah. I would just love to hear him play another tune.
yeah?
If you'd like, yeah.
No.
No.
You wanna try the other? Wanna show the other banjo? So this one here is a cedar top with like bird's eye maple back. It doesn't-
Oh, beautiful.
and with quilted sapelli rim and neck actually too. So it's got a really
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
flame.
See that.
crazy flame neck. And so this the back with the rim that actually can come off, so you can have easy access to the inside. Gregor's also has a K&K pickup built into his one, which really sounds incredible. Yeah, I really love that sound. Yeah, and the other one he's gonna play a few chords on is like a redwood top
Yeah.
with maple rim and walnut back and sides with flame maple neck.
Greetings are coming in also from Michael Ferrucci from the Fretted Friends. He said he's carried several of your instruments at his shop and loves your workmanship. Yes. So greetings to Michael.
Thanks.
Okay, let's hear.
Just
Yeah.
something quick.
Oh, cool.
You're free
Merci
to go.
beaucoup.
Merci à vous.
Can we have him exchange just one neck quickly?
No. You're exchanging
So-
the neck.
As you
So-
can
so
see,
people can get an idea how this works.
Okay.
you have this locking system, so that stands for the strap button as well. So I'm gonna unscrew it. Then sometimes if you have big tension, you have just to secure with your arm. I'm gonna push it to release the snap system. So now after comes out this part of the bridge. And then we're gonna move. So sometimes there is a little bit of tension on the high string, so maybe it could snap. So we're gonna try out and hope for
This is
everything.
his old fifth neck, so that's super high tension on the highest string. So that's
So he's in danger position actually. Everything goes good. Okay. But I've got to tune back a little this one.
he just restrung some strings. And, so usually the necks are actually right back in tune or like very very close. And, that's kind of the cool thing about it. It's a little unusual
Yeah.
to have this much tuning.
Right.
It's because of the string changing.
My bad.
Yeah. With my harp guitar, when I put it back together, it uses the same locking mechanism. It's it comes nearly in tune. Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake. And we are. Maybe I'd play a short thing.
Okay.
On this one. Okay.
got
Great.
a lot of people saying, "Oh, very innovative with the interchangeable necks."
Yes. How low is the string?
It's A. Yeah, it's
So
A.
it's tuned down to an A. So that's
I
why.
don't do an A. Whoa.
So that's why we made this as a fan fret, because the bridge is fixed for all the other necks, right? We could only fan it up this way to increase the scale length for the lower basses, and yeah. So it's a really big span from the lowest to the highest string on this tuning.
Yeah, and normally it's always in tune, but I had to, since they were kind of all those strings that I didn't have them before. That's why they have been changed so that it's moving a little more than usual.
Sure. Sure. Well, thank you for
Cheers.
joining us, and
Thanks a lot.
thank you for making our international evening here. Well, I just wanted to finish off just by saying that, you know, I like to work with people who are good people, and just with everything that I do, and that's one reason why I really want to continue working together with. I mean, the workmanship and the beauty of your instruments and the kindness of your person. I think together is just a reason I invited you here. A reason I want to continue working together with you in one way or another. You know.
That sounds very flattering. Thank you, but yeah, I think I'm just grateful to, I guess, to our creator, who's the ultimate giver of all things, right? Who we are, what we were able to do, and yeah. So I wanna kind of hand it on. Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I want to thank Phil Keggy for telling me about your house concert series and getting us hooked up doing that. So that's kind of continued our
Yeah, well,
acquaintance and our relationship. Yeah.
A little exaggerated, like
Yeah. Yep.
during the Swiss tour, he also played in Lavin at the community center. So it wasn't even at our house, but that was just a small concert. Our town has like 220 people. Like most people's kind of
Yeah.
neighborhood.
What a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Luke. There's so much more that we'll catch up on later on, I guess.
Yes. Well, thanks again for having me. It was,
Oh, you're welcome. And I still do have some super trebles. If you want to get them in the U.S., you can get them from my website. If you want to get them in Europe, order them from BrunnerGuitars.com.
Yes, I actually have quite the batch ready.
Oh, good.
As well. Like I've quite the variety of different woods and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
ready to send. No waiting time at this point.
Okay. Super. Super.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you around the bend.
Yes. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
Greetings to all.
Okay.
All right. And thank you, Andrea, for joining us too.
Yeah. And thank you guys again for playing.
Yes. Thank you, Vincent and Jordan.